Welcome to UNP Learning Platform. In this session of Microsoft Excel, we are going to understand how options in Design tab works in Pivot Table in Microsoft Excel. We will create a pivot table and see how we can apply different options from Design tab. In order to create a pivot table, we have a superstore data ready. Click on any cell, go to Insert option, click on Pivot Table. We have a specific table mentioned here, so click on this option. And I want the pivot table to be displayed in New Worksheet, so I'll click on this option. Okay, so a new worksheet with a blank pivot table is created. Now we will take segments in rows, category in columns, and profit in values. So a pivot table is created. Now click on any cell, go to Design tab, and there are different fields available in Design tab. The first field is Subtotals field. When we create a pivot table, we can display or hide subtotals for individual columns and row fields. In our pivot table, we do not have any subtotals created, so we will skip this option as of now. The second field is Grand Totals field. We can display or hide grand totals for individual rows and columns. Let's see how it works. We click on Off for rows and columns. Let's see what happens. When we click on Off rows and columns, the grand total of both columns and rows are hidden. The same way, when we click on for rows and columns, again the grand totals for both rows and columns are displayed. If we click on third option, that is on for rows only, the grand totals for only rows are visible here. If we click on fourth option, on for columns only, the grand totals for columns are only displayed. In this way, the different options from grand totals field is worked. Now, the third field is let's put back all the grand totals. Yeah. Now, the third field is report layout. In Excel, pivot tables have a defined basic structure called report layout. If we want to change the layout of how the table should be visible, we can do it using report layout field, that is this particular field. We have different options like join, compact form, outline form, tabular form, and others. What is meant by compact form? So basically, compact form is the default layout. So this is the default layout, that is compact form. The report is compressed to prevent data from spreading horizontally on the screen. In here, the pivot table is not spread horizontally across all the cells and columns. So this is compressed in this particular rows and columns only. So this is called compact field. And the second option is in the report layout outline form. That is, if we click on outline form, it displays the data in outlined format. We have a predefined outline for our pivot table. If we click on the compact form, it gives back us the original format because it is a default format. And if we click on tabular form, it is displayed in a tabular format. We can see a small and minute changes that are occurring in the pivot table. The pivot table now is shown in the tabular format. So this is what a report layout view does. The fourth field, okay, we'll go to design again, blank rows. Yeah. So the fourth field is blank rows field. So basically it is used when we want to display blank rows in the result. That is when we create a pivot table and when we want to show it to others, and if we want some blank rows to be displayed there, then we can use this blank rows option. This can be used based on the presence of blank values in the original data, but in all the cases it is not a thing. It is not directly related to blank rows, but rather focuses on the rows. This option can be helpful if we want to include empty rows in the pivot table output for better data representation or analysis. Since we do not have any blank rows or values in the original data, that is superstore data, we are not using it. And I don't want to display any blank rows or columns for the output pivot table. So you can skip this option as of now. I hope it is clear. This is all about today's lecture. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.